What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of The Fight Factory right here on Premier's YouTube channel. And, of course, wherever you get your podcasts, we're being powered by Absolute Eyewear, getting involved each and every week. And, of course, MadCatBeardCare.com. Be sure to use the code Premier at checkout, getting 15% off. And, of course, as always, we're coming to you live, well, semi-live, from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio. Like I said before, this is the Fight Factory podcast. Dave Sturcio, Tommy D in the building. Officer Chris Payne back in the building as well. Nice hat, by the way, dude.
Can't we just call him?
You like that?
Can't
I
we
like
just
that.
call him Detective Douche?
No, he's not a detective.
Do you want to call
this.
me Detective Douche?
Wow.
Neither of you are Lucifer fans. That's terrible.
No, but call him the big boss, man.
The big boy.
Anyway, I have no idea what the words are, but I know the rhythm of that entire song.
That's it. For the Halloween show, he's got to come dressed in his cop uniform, and I will dress as Nails.
You are not Nails, Earthquake.
Take it easy there, Semi-Typhoon.
Okay, Tenta, relax.
Semi-Typhoon. First of all, Typhoon was just at the Rock and Wrestling Collector.
He was.
Over there with our boy Tommy Fierro.
Shockmaster.
So I hope everybody's doing well. Hey, listen, it's been a week, boys, since we announced the Fight Factory Wrestling promotion.
It's been a couple days since we announced our card.
I almost feel like we should give out some deets on the show that we want to push. I just really want to get it out there.
Calm down. You're jonesing over here. I understand that. And listen, the detail. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? It's July 16th. It's on a Tuesday. That's what we'll give you right now. Right now, that's what we'll give you.
I already don't want to go.
Listen, if it's in the summer, if it's in the summer, every night is a party night. Okay, I don't give a shit who you are, where you're from. Every night in the summer, down the Jersey Shore is a place to
Listen,
be.
there's like three. We'll go this route.
No.
There's like three top places you can go down there.
Damn,
No.
he's doing it. He's doing it. He's trying to give it all. Just stop.
No.
Anyway.
No.
Anywho, it's been a week. Listen, it's been a week since we've announced the promotion. It's been a couple days since we announced our showcase matches at ISBW's event on March the 22nd. We got two absolute banger matches. One starting with
You got to get that shirt made up. Hashtag banger.
It's already available on Pro Wrestling Tees.
All right, like he was saying.
Banger. It's the Savage Gentleman, Victor Benjamin, going one-on-one with an old friend of mine, Chris Steeler. I know, when you think of, showcase matches, and this is something I was actually talking to Benjamin about who you want to bring in. He threw out, because I said to him, I said, look, what other promoter is going to say, hey, who do you want to work? Because there's not a lot of promotions that do that because there's always, whatever. So I did ask him. I said, who do you want to work? He threw out a bunch of names that I'm just like, wow, that would, in fact, be lights out amazing. And I think it'll be saved for the bigger stage in July. But what I did want to do is I wanted to give back to somebody who's been a friend of mine for a long time, and I talked to these guys about it. We all came to agreement. Chris Steeler's been in this business for 21 years. Yep. He's been doing it for a long, long time. He's basically the face of Warriors of Wrestling over there in Staten Island. He's faced the who's who of professional wrestling. Anytime there's a name brought into Warriors, Steeler would be the guy to go one-on-one with him. He's had countless battles with Moff. He's had countless battles with just, again, the who's who. I think he's done some tag team wrestling lately with Michael Massacre, who also just started to follow us on the Fight Factory Wrestling Instagram. So do that if you haven't already. But yeah, Steeler's been in the game for a long time, and every time I see him in action, he delivers a very high quality match.
Can go. And he never puts on a bad match.
And he had a cup of coffee with WrestlePro, right? He was given an opportunity to go into a reimagined reality check a faction with Kevin Matthews, and I believe Craven Varro was still there at the time. So they had Craven dropped one of the funniest lines the other day on one of my statuses when I dropped the Crow picture of who the Crow is.
So horrible.
He dropped such a funny line. He just basically commented as if he was like one of these Gen Z kids, like, oh, for FR, this guy's gonna be mid. You know what I mean? Like he just talked like one of these idiots.
Like I said to you on your post, thank God that wasn't the first Crow that came out. Could you imagine Sting with short hair?
Sting! He did have short hair.
Not like that.
Not like that.
No.
No, he looked like this guy looks like Robin. Anyway. I don't want to get off the sidetrack here. But yes, Chris Steeler, and of course Victor Benjamin, who I've been paying close attention to over the course of the last year. A
whole week, huh?
Yeah, a whole week. Just 1 week I've been paying attention.
I mean, you've also been on the receiving end of one of his kicks.
Fucking bicycle kick right to the mush.
Well, your beard survived.
Yeah, it did. It did survive because of madcatbeardcare.com.
Oh, dynamite
Like that. But look, Benjamin looks like $1 million. He looks like he can literally certified registered weapons on his hand.
That's why, like when we were figuring this out, like the first name that came to mind for me was him because
you think Fight Factory,
why
you think
not?
that guy? Yeah,
Why
of course.
not? And you know, just to let you all know, we did have some really good other wrestlers besides Steeler lined up. Bookings, you know,
well, not even that.
Everywhere,
no,
you know?
it's not even that. It's just like we think that there should be a specific caliber match on the first go around, and I think this is a good one.
Be a specific caliber of matches on everything that we do.
Yeah, and then obviously the next night, we announced the women's match, which again, for Fight Factory Wrestling to kind of come out guns blazing, really, and book a current AEW talent, I think it's a kudos to us for hustling, and you know. And I think that Lady Frost has been super nice to me since I've met her. Obviously, she travels with Victor Benjamin because they're husband and wife, and those guys both collectively are a power couple in the industry. So
why she's not signed there is
like sign, yeah, it's
comprehension.
beyond any recognition.
That is a conversation for a whole nother segment.
It really is, because we've seen the women's wrestling in certain aspects, and we're just like, this could really use an upgrade, and an upgrade would be somebody.
She was great
like her.
I remember her at Impact.
Yeah.
Before she came over to WrestlePro, I remember her at Impact, and I was like, wow, their women's division has always been good.
TNA?
Yeah.
No, I agree.
It's always been good. So she was perfect fit there. When she started appearing at WrestlePro and then I started seeing her on AEW, I'm like, this is going to be perfect. She's going to really bring some legitimacy to that division. And then to see... and
it just seems like certain companies get set in their ways and they don't want to make the ultimate commitment.
It's frustrating.
We at Fight Factory Wrestling are making the ultimate commitment to have Lady Frost on part of our first showcase match in the women's division. She's going up against Kayla Sparks. We met Kayla Sparks at the Premier Wrestling Showcase back in September of last year.
Sweetheart,
super sweet girl. She can also go. I watched her match, obviously, at the showcase. She's had some brief stints with WWE, the tryout, the Performance Center. She's had some AEW dark matches. She's had some TNA. She's had all sorts of exposure. And I believe it was just recently that she... I don't want to say it's not the fell out of love with wrestling is not the right word. She came on to some times where she was like questioning, do I still want to do this? But over time, in the last couple months, she's got that fire on her right now, and it's like a perfect fire and ice thing. It's got Lady Frost, it's got Kayla Sparks, and I think that's going to be an absolute banger.
And you're not going to find anybody better than Lady Frost to bring the best out.
Oh, 100%. 100%. So we're excited about that. The event, obviously, still the summer one, TBA, as far as location. We have it. It's secured. I think it's going to happen. We're probably days away from being able to announce that. But yeah, again, shout out to Tommy Fierro of ISPW. He's got himself a loaded March, April. That dude, I feel like he runs like every week, but we're just gracious enough to.
Yeah, we got a busy couple months ahead of us.
Yeah, we really do. We got, obviously, WrestlePro is next week, March 9th on Saturday, back at the Rawway Rec Center. Then we also have, right after that is Have a Nice Day with ISPW in Hackettstown. It's Mick Foley. And then the following week is our chance to shine a little bit at the Golden Ticket Rumble. He's got 80s Wrestling Con coming up in May. He's got 90s WrestleCon, which he just announced, the NWO reunion, which a couple of the members, actually, I digress. Razor Ramon's there, and Scott Steiner's
Chris,
there.
Did you get your time put in for all these events that were?
There's no shot he's showing up at any of this stuff.
Because we have a booth and things like that to, shake hands and kiss babies.
Well, we are going to be at WrestleCon.
I am going to fucking run across this studio and punt him in the face.
I'd love to see you try.
No, we're not doing that because all the figures are nice. And
I'll buy new ones.
All right, trivia question. I don't know if anybody could see. Yeah, I guess you could see and make out the cover of that magazine right there with the rockers. Is that the magazine that Sean tears up after he throws Jannetty?
I will find out right now.
Is there something wrong with the rockers? And then he tears it and he's like, not anymore, right?
Man.
Great. Like I said, that was literally my first impression of professional wrestling. But anyway, so that's Fight Factory Wrestling business. There's a lot of cool shit.
We're
hey,
busy
listen,
guys.
Also, if you're out there and you're watching this for the first time, for this, whatever, 25th time that we've been on this, if you're out there and you have a small business or a big business, or if you're into business and you want to sponsor the upcoming summer show, please contact us, fightfactorywrestling24@gmail.com, to basically sponsor the show. Is that it?
I thought
Did
he
I
was
nail
about
it?
I thought he was about to rip it.
I thought he was going to go over here and actually fucking take you out of the chair. So there should be a fold, right? Like a whatchamacall? Like a.
If this is it.
Well, he's
Centerfold?
Yeah, centerfold. There you go. Payne is doing some research on that one. So yeah, so if you want to sponsor the show, please feel free to drop us a line on
Or
our
if
email.
you don't have a business, but you have a big checkbook and you want to be a sponsor.
There you
call
go.
now.
It could be you could be Joe from fucking Lake Kapakong.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
Joe
just
from
throwing him.
Schmo.
Joe from Schmo wants to donate some money to help the cause. It ain't free. All right, it ain't free to do any of this shit. So. We're going into our piggy banks right now, as it stands right now.
I don't think that's it.
All right, well, it was close enough.
He rips up a.
I know.
There's a poster in there.
Yes, or maybe you took the poster out. Oh, all right.
I just spit all over my leg.
All right. That's why I spit on your leg underneath your leg or whatever. What was that promo
that?
with Owen Hart and Brett? That's why I kicked your leg from under your leg or something. Gucci says it all the time because he thinks it's the worst promo of all time.
Yeah, because it just fell on deaf ears.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, speaking of, and there's no segue for that, but the cast of characters we got going on here is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Diamond Dallas Page, the Steiner bro. You're on a Steiner kick for some reason.
For some reason, I love Steiner's really.
It's like
it's crazy.
I tell you what, the Rick Steiner that you got a couple weeks ago, Rick
Yeah.
Collect, this is one of the nicest figures I've seen.
Yeah.
Like that leather jacket's so dope on
Sick.
that
And
figure.
Braun actually wore that the other night on.
Did he really?
Was it
Yes, he
SmackDown?
did.
Or,
That's awesome.
What? No, not SmackDown. Was
NXT.
it Raw?
No,
He's not on Raw. He's on SmackDown or
SmackDown.
NXT.
NXT though, he wore the tank tops with.
And he's a tag champ right now, right? With Baron Corbin?
Yeah.
Nice. It's about time they do something nice with Corbin. And then you got Ultimate Warrior, Goldberg, Razor Ramon, and of course, Taz himself, all champions. And that brings up our first debate of the day. Before we get into Raw, SmackDown, AEW, all that stuff like we usually do, Payne came up with a good idea coming in here because the last time we did a Mount Rushmore, it got a lot of views. It got a lot of people talking, a lot of buzz. So we want to do that again. But we're going to do it now. As you can see, all of these guys, except for the Steiners, are rocking gold. They have championship belts on their waist, or they're holding it, or however these guys carry their belts. So the question is this week, what is your Mount Rushmore of championship belts in professional wrestling history? Now, Payne, since you came up with this, I'm going to throw it to you first. Remember, Mount Rushmore doesn't have to mean ranked 1 through 4. It's your top 4 belts that you've ever seen.
So we're gonna do top 4 plus 1 honorable mention.
Fine.
Because last time we got ripped apart with the music because
This is true.
There's
Well,
way too many.
And not for nothing, there's a lot of championship belts, too.
There is
a lot of championship belts.
And I'm sure I'm going to forget some.
Some versions are awful, but some versions are historic and some of the greatest things we've ever seen.
Can we just make sure none of us put the current tag team championship belts on this list?
No,
there's
nobody
not a,
would.
There is not a current belt out there right now that
All
is
right.
nice,
I might-
except for the AEW championship.
Triple B? That looks
No,
just
it's
like
not
the
Triple
regular
B
one?
anymore. Did you see? We'll get into that later. Because Strickland pulling no punches, bro, with his shit on Samoa Joe. All right, so Mount Rushmore of championship belts. Payne, go.
Big Gold.
Big goal, which is right here.
Big goal,
underneath.
baby.
Big goal, baby.
Winged Eagle.
Winged Eagle, which is actually right here, courtesy of your son.
That's my son's
Chase.
belt. United States WCW
Okay, I like that
with
one.
the
And that was a trivia question we were kind of bringing up.
yeah. So there's two versions of that.
When
belt.
WWE introduced and I go to the historian over here. When WWE introduced the United States Championship, was it the original United States Championship belt?
Yeah.
The original.
Yes.
So it's from WCW. Then they remade it.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I
All
know
right.
Cena ruined it by doing a spinner championship belt. But
the
anyway,
spinner
anyway,
belt.
the spinner belt. Anyway, so that's
whatever.
what you
There's
get.
two versions of the United States from WCW, and one's a 5-plate and one's a 3-plate. Well, 3-plate with the banner, the
5
relief
plates?
banner. So you see that Goldberg right there?
Uh-huh.
It's got 5 plates on it.
Oh, okay.
I like the one with 3.
Okay.
And the relief it says WCW, like the old.
And the flag is very small, right?
Yeah.
It's just very
Yep,
vague. Okay.
subtle. So,
That's the word I was looking for.
all right. So it's Big Gold, Winged Eagle, WCW United States, and then the Intercontinental. And
Which
then what?
Which Intercontinental?
Sorry, the Macho Man, Razor, Shawn.
Any preference on the strap color? Because again, when Warrior was champion and Michaels was champion,
traditional. I like the black.
black on black, okay.
and then
which
I
is
go-
currently actually the WrestlePro Gold Championship. But anyway,
Well, there's a reason behind that. I got abused. I got abused.
If I
when
knew I was going to win the belt, I was going to get the belt that I like the best.
No, it's not well, maybe.
All right, what's your honorable mention?
Honorable mention is the the Attitude Era. The big. What the hell is it?
Which belt?
Holy shit! Why can't I think of the name?
The heavyweight championship?
The one Stone Cold's got right now.
Oh, the big blue. It was like
The Attitude Era one.
Yeah, yeah.
What
No.
the fuck was it called though?
No, there wasn't an attitude error. That was more down the line. Remember when he was trying to go corporate for that one segment, that promo?
That
He had-
it switched during the Attitude Era.
I think it was like
Cold
it was
debuted
a
it.
blue. It was like
It
a
was blue. That's that one right
is it.
there.
So that's cool.
I like the black one though. That like Triple H had Rock.
Okay, that's not bad.
I'm flaking so hard on it right now.
All right,
but
well-
those are my 4, and then that one's my
Your honorable
mention, and then second honorable mention.
Oh,
would
now
be,
we're getting second honorable mentions.
would be the ECW belt with the purple letters that had the barbed wire. Mm-hmm. That one I like that one a lot.
Is that on your Mount Rushmore?
I accept
Go ahead.
2 on my Mount Rushmore. So
Well, there should be 4,
that-
but go ahead.
No. I mean from ECW, that belt, the original FTW belt.
Okay, the original
Taz
one.
belt.
That was dope.
Yes. I like the white strapped Intercontinental Championship.
Me too.
That's my number 3, and the Winged Eagle.
Winged Eagle. Okay.
I mean, I like Big Gold. Don't get me wrong, because there's a lot of history with that belt.
It's more history on that belt than any other belt,
you know,
really.
But the Winged Eagle to me, that's my
Your time.
WWE. And for honorable mention, you got to go with the NWA belt, the original NWA belt,
I like that.
the one that was held by the greats of the greats.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
And I
with
believe Jeff Jarrett brought that into WWF back in like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
He brought it in there. And now it's still the World's Championship currently held by one EC3. So that belt's been making its rounds. All right. I'm going a little different here. I mean, obviously, Winged Eagle for me is on there. The Winged Eagle belt is, again, nothing tops
gotta
it.
be on
I think
everybody's.
the only reason why I think of that is Shawn Michaels' first championship that he won. The
boyhood dream has come true.
He's like praising the Winged Eagle belt. Bret Hart, Yoko, everybody, Hogan, everybody had that belt. Winged Eagle's up there. The second favorite championship belt was originally my first, like when I bought one of those styrofoam belts back in the day, I called it the World Heavyweight Championship because I wanted it. Is the original WWF Tag Team Championship.
So,
the square.
yeah, I forgot
the
that
square, like, look to it. And when I think that, I think Steiner's, I think LOD.
Yep.
I think those
Demolition.
even the, like, I don't know why this is going to come out of my mouth. The Beverly Brothers, right? Like the
Hart Foundation.
Hart Foundation, right? So those guys all carried that. That's
You
number.
remember the Beverly Brothers
Right.
before the Hart Foundation?
I'm, I'm not a big Brett guy. You know that. I've made mention of that. But anyway, so Winged Eagle, WWF Tag Team Championship, the original, I want to say the yellow strapped Intercontinental Championship. I believe it was worn by Warrior. That was actually WrestleMania 6. We were going over that in pre-show. And then I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm going to catch flack for this, but I love the belt that Roman Reigns currently has, the Universal Championship. I know there's a lot of people that don't like that.
Go walk down the stairs and
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I like that championship. I didn't like when there was fucking 2 belts. I like the one championship that they have. And honorable mention, I guess you could say, just because I haven't even said Big Gold. I mean, it kind of goes up there with everybody's votes, but the original ECW Heavyweight Championship, I always kind of liked that belt as well.
What, the Shane Douglas one?
Yeah, the Shane Douglas one.
When it was Eastern.
No. I'm sorry. When he threw that one in the garbage or threw that one down, the original ECW championship that I think of is like I don't even know.
Taz?
Yeah, maybe Taz. Sabu, right. Guys like RVD. Guys like that. So that's my Mount Rushmore there. But again, I'm sure in the comments, but how can you forget this? Like belts that can go away forever. The new Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Horrible, right? The new Tag Team Championship, both sets. Bad News Bears.
The pressed pennies that you get at the crank machine on the
Did you
Jersey
guys
Shore.
like those belts? The original? I mean, those other tag team championships that were like made famous by like the Usos.
No, they
you
were
didn't
gross
with
too.
with the 2 the Viking helmet, not Viking helmets, but you know what I'm talking about?
No, it looked like a pressed
Spartans.
coin. Like when you
Spartans, that's what it was.
when you go to like I don't know, like when you go to the boardwalk and you put a penny in or you put a quarter in to get a fucking pressed penny. That's what it reminded me of.
What a rip
So
off.
how many-
If
how
you
many-
actually think
right?
about that?
Rip
So
you off
how
for
many
24
how many
cents.
colors of the IC belt? The one that like Macho Razor wore. How many colors were there? It's a little trivia.
There was yellow, white,
Pink?
black. There was also blue. Because I remember Shawn Michaels and Razor on that one.
And there's one more.
There's one more.
It's very. You might not get it.
Give me the one who held it.
Gold Dust.
Gold.
Well, obviously.
Bang! Nailed it.
But who was the only other wrestler that held the white Intercontinental besides
Cody.
Shawn? No,
The Miz.
No. In that era.
Oh.
Perfect?
Nope.
Tito Santana.
Nope.
Texas Tornado.
No, but it is another recent amputee.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do you know that another recent amputee? I'm so sorry, Marty, and I'm sure we'll cross paths again. That was just a tasteless joke.
I'd love to bring Marty to the beach.
Yeah,
Hop
dude,
on down.
He'll be there in a flop.
Stop, both of you
He'll
guys
be
are
there in
terrible.
one flop.
Oh my God, you
Maybe
guys
we
are
get him a
both
pogo
fucking
stick. Doing, doing.
Wow. There was something I was going to say. Oh yeah. So
We're awful human
part of
beings.
the new Premier Wrestling app that's launching at the end of this month, I do have to say that I want to tell you guys I'm gonna break the fourth wall here. There's a section on the app that's my fandom. And I think it's going to be one of the most unique features that you can do. You're going to be able to go through every single promotion and tag events that you were at, right? I remember way back when, and this is how my brain works, because sometimes, like, I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can remember what my dad did for me in 92, right?
They call that early stages of Alzheimer's, and I'm not kidding.
Awesome.
How you know that, but nothing else about life is awesome.
Because I have second stages of Alzheimer's.
I believe my dad took me either to Continental Airlines, which I believe was Brendan Byrne at the time, or
Ooh,
even
wow.
took the trip out to Nassau. I'm not sure, but it was right. It was fresh off the Michaels and Jannetty fucking rivalry when they first broke up. And something happened to Shawn Michaels. They were supposed to start the night, like opening match, Michaels and Jannetty. Something happened to Michaels where he had to get carted back, right? And I was like, well, what the fuck? You know, like, what's going to happen with that match? They wound up wrestling at the end of the night. But, like, I think Shawn was actually hurt. Like, something happened to Shawn Michaels the night that I was there. Just, again, triggers the brain. Don't know why. But anyway.
One of my favorite live events was I went with my brother. We went to Royal Rumble.
You're going to be able to tag that on the Premier
When
Wrestling app.
Triple H wrestled Cactus Jack in the street fight. When they
That's
had
at the Garden.
The taxi cab.
That was at the Garden, yeah.
Yep.
That was great. I just watched that one not too long
My
ago.
uncle got me those tickets. That was great.
I went to SummerSlam 96.
Coincidentally, that was Taz's debut against Kurt Angle.
Come out here and give it your all. All right? He chokes him out.
I marked out so hard when Taz came out.
Oh, me too,
Oh,
bro.
dude.
Taz fan.
That 13 thing
Bro,
popped up.
I
and it's
swear
like,
to God, I remember being up at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. My mother would be folding clothes, and I'd be watching ECW
Yeah.
on like Sports Channel.
Yep.
dude, my best friend, God rest his soul, John, he had the weirdest taste of favorite wrestlers. You're never in a million fucking years can ever guess his 2 top favorite wrestlers. And
Spike Dudley.
No.
Blue Meanie.
No. It was one ECW and one WWF.
Donnie B.
Who the fuck is Donnie B?
Nova.
No, that's Mike Bucci. No.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No. His favorite wrestler was New Jack. He just like, and I grew up
I
watching
can see why, though. He was a
ECW. I
nut.
mean, I grew up watching ECW because of my friend John.
We were traumatized by New Jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
me and him
Yeah,
were absolutely traumatized.
Yeah, I've heard that story.
No,
I told him-
it does nothing
Yeah,
in
it really
comparison
doesn't.
to being there.
God rest his
Why
soul,
don't you
but-
have a Ford Excursion come flying at you?
New Jack.
with a
We were just trying to
machete-
play wiffle ball.
A
We were like-
machete swinging out the window. As
He brought that out for the promo.
and he was, dude,
Hey,
he
motherfucker. I
destroyed.
was like, oh God.
Now, mind you, Make-A-Wish is across the street. The Make-A-Wish Foundation.
You actually got the spit all the way across the fucking street.
Wow. You're saying you spit on him, man.
Holy shit.
But I will
Whenever
say,
you're done. So Make-A-Wish Foundation's across the street for like trying to stay
The
alive.
castle?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And we're over at Monroe, and this animal is fucking doing donuts, destroying their lawn.
by the
with
way,
the machete out the window.
and his music blasting.
Yes.
By the way, his own wrestling music blasting.
No
You
one
know
knew
how
where
that
to go.
started? So I started my day, I was doing coke. Just like he did on his
Probably.
whole...
So New Jack was
thing.
one of them. And again, you're never going to guess in a million years when it's WWF and it's 95, 96, 97.
somebody from the Odysseys.
No. Somebody, bro, his favorite wrestler to be and imitate as if he had some like elaborate moveset. Savio Vega. He just liked his fire, his burn. Like every time he would get pumped up, he was like, Savio Vega had his own version of hulking up. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he was just like, he was like doing those.
He
I'm like,
still
what
does
the
it
fuck?
when he's at MLW.
Savio Vega and Los Boricuas will be at WrestleCon as well, so that'll be fun. Anyway, I guess we should get some wrestling. Over the weekend, nobody stayed up, or at least got up early for Elimination Chamber. Did you?
Dude, my son, my newborn was up, so I was sitting there at 5:15 watching it.
Wow. All right. Well,
And
I
then
was not.
he came down at like 6 and started watching the rest of the show with me.
Are you still on that whole no current product for him? Because I know you're raising your son to watch a lot of the 80s and 90s, but like, are you allowing him now to?
No, we only did the no like current product, not because I think it sucks, but because I think that the 80s was a little bit less violent than what they show
I guess
now.
it was a little more hokey,
You know, like
yeah.
I mean, Macho Man coming down with a double axe handle is not as bad as fucking Jeff Hardy.
So I'm assuming you didn't
hurling
show
himself
him,
off of a ramp there.
show him the Saturday Morning Superstars, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Macho Man.
When he bit him?
That was totally fine.
Yeah.
So like, hey, go watch Mr. Perfect break the belt. It's fine.
There you go. So the chamber happened. Obviously, everybody knows what happened there. No big surprises came out of the chamber.
I'm getting very angry with, and I think they're feeding like these dirt sheet guys bullshit just to make them stupid because
I love that. I love that.
awesome.
I love that.
no, because they're like, oh,
Make Meltzer go nuts.
Apparently, there's a big surprise planned. So I got up at 9 to watch. Now it was over. I didn't look at Twitter. I put it right on. The women's match I thought the women's chamber match was really good.
Yeah.
Bethany Stratton is going to become a superstar.
Think so?
Without question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like her?
Yeah, she's good.
Without question. I think Naomi did good for the time that she was in there. And I really was not that mad at Becky winning because the crowd loved it.
Oh, yeah. She's from, I always say, like, anywhere that's not the United States, to me, is across the pond. So it's like, that thing was in fucking Australia, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Becky's from there. But she's definitely not.
They went nuts.
She's over there.
They went nuts for her winning. I don't understand, and maybe one of you two have insight.
I don't.
I think
Why-
it's because it's from another country. They
No,
don't get to
why
see them
every-
as often. So
why
when their favorite
everybody-
people
yeah, but
come
why
there,
is everybody going nuts saying that it should have been Liv?
Because
don't
Liv
know.
has been the runner-up for 3 different things now. Literally,
She
3
had the
different
belt
things.
though.
Yeah, but
And
well,
look,
I think I think that little squabble with her and Becky in the back the other night on Raw.
do you think there's any shot that this championship match with Rhea becomes like a fucking 6-pack challenge or some shit like that?
I don't know. I know she's winning Mania. I know that.
Who do you know is winning Mania?
Rhea.
You think she's going to continue on?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, early spoiler from Tommy D over here. But yeah, nothing really. Like I said, the Grayson Waller effect was good. You know,
It was actually entertaining.
it was very entertaining.
very
Those guys are
entertaining.
great, bro. And I'm telling you right now, the sell.
When he fucking just like stepped back and leaned on the rope after Austin was getting his ass kicked, like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no. And the sell. Did you see the spike sell by Austin Theory,
Yeah,
bro?
he sells well.
Bro, Jesus, he did just
See,
awesome.
this is the one time you two agree on something that I wasn't a big fan. I'm not a big fan of those kind of segments
This guy hates everything.
on a premium live event.
Tommy Payne over here.
I think that would have been fine for Raw, but I guess it was good filler and also a way to get Cody and Seth out there.
I mean, yeah, without having them wrestle a match and risking
Yeah.
injury or whatever. But that was good. Judgment Day. Oh, the tag team championship match.
Excellent
I told
match.
you.
Whew. Wow,
I
dude!
told
I'm
you.
telling you right now, those guys, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, those guys are superstars. They can go. I kind of figured it was going to deliver, right? But it delivered beyond
I really
everything
thought
that I
they were
thought.
going to change the. You know, I had picked Dunn and Tyler to
You
win.
did.
I really thought the belts were going to change.
Well, it didn't. Bro,
Dick.
who steals the show once again? R-Truth. He went to Austria. Instead of Australia. It's like, bro, and his promo the other night was Shawn Michaels. Like, dude, never change, R-Truth. Please, don't ever change. I don't care what they do. Don't ever change. Rhea Ripley defeats Nia Jax for the Women's Championship. We kind of saw that coming as well. Do we see Logan Paul and Randy Orton build a little bit of something for WrestleMania?
They were interesting.
They were.
That was interesting.
Did any of you guys think that Randy was actually hurt?
No, not for a second.
I did for a second. I was
No.
like, oh, shit. And I was like, oh,
not the way
man.
not the way he jumped up to hit that RKO. Perfect.
Yeah, sometimes adrenaline takes over and you're able to muster up that one more move.
But you know what was great?
I was
about
worried because I was like, all it takes is one slip of the, something.
You know what was great about it though? We know he's not hurt, but nobody leaked it to the dirt sheets that he's not hurt, and it was part of the story of the match.
Right.
Like
Right. And Cole, I know this guy. Cole put it over very well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it had me believing. I was like, I wonder if they're even calling this shit on the fly as it's happening. You know what I mean? So
One thing I thought was obvious was AJ and LA Knight feuding. I thought that was obvious.
That looks like it's going to happen.
But I think that's another spot where it's like, okay, we already have these guys, Randy and Drew is in the fold very much,
and then
Cody.
That's another thing that we saw.
So you have so many guys that are in the fold for the championship belt. I think AJ is going to do a lot for LA as far as elevating his in-ring as opposed to the mic.
I agree, and I think that I think there needs to be like a ladder match for the United States Championship. I think all these guys that got lost in the shuffle need to be in that match, and I think it would deliver. I really do.
AJ has some backup on the way.
Who's that?
You think that they're coming?
Tama Tonga?
You think no? You think
Tonga signed?
Yeah, but you think he's coming for that, or you think he's coming for
the bloodline?
For the bloodline.
The Bullet Club thing is dead.
Bro, I really wish they would do something with like the whole fucking family. There's 1,000 of them.
There really is.
Bring them out.
Bring Lance on Hawaii out there.
They're not even
Bring
really
them all.
family, but they're family. Like they all consider themselves, even though they're not.
Jacob Fatu, all that stuff. So, in any event, fast forwarding.
Any food in this shithole?
No, I don't have food in this shithole.
We're done, buddy. A few minutes, okay? We're gonna go to McDonald's.
Dude, every time
Not a
this
sponsor.
kid comes, he gets McDonald's. We never get shit. I could have sworn he said something the other day about bringing rivets.
I didn't say shit about bringing rivets.
Wait, ready for
this fat bastard asked for rivets.
When have I ever? I never had a fucking rivet when you had them. Now riddle me this.
That's not my fault. You can't fucking get your fat ass out of the chair and reach across into the
Riddle me
box.
this.
Riddle me nothing.
Knowing that poor Chase is going to be sitting there.
We're business partners.
While 3 40-year-olds, you're almost there,
Hey,
sit here and talk
Dave's been
about
35
wrestling.
for 17 years.
First of all, I got 2 more under my belt before
You're
I hit
almost
the
there.
4-0.
While we
Everybody
sit
calm
here
the
and
fuck
talk
down.
about wrestling, don't you think it would have been smarter to go to McDonald's beforehand so he could sit and eat and entertain himself with the McDonald's?
Listen
toys?
here, Father of the year.
Father advice coming from
Coming from John Bonet's father over there.
Which, by the way,
with
popcorn-
fucking Casey
the
Anthony at the house.
Popcorn is delicious, by the way. I will
With
say.
Casey
so
Anthony
shout
at
out
the
to you,
house.
girl.
Jesus.
Casey Anthony. Oh my God.
That's terrible.
Jesus.
You guys
My
are-
son and I agreed that when we were done with the podcast, we would get him McDonald's for dinner. So don't you worry about the inner workings of my parenting skills with my
Inner
beautiful,
workings. That's just because you want
God-given,
McDonald's.
talented son. Okay? You go over there and work on your fucking pivots. I can turn left, Daddy.
Hey, believe it or not, she's got a.
She can't turn left.
She's my meal ticket. Fuck
Oh,
off.
man.
Your meal ticket. She can't afford your meal ticket, big boy.
She's got an actual audition today for a SAG movie, so maybe she can afford my testosterone.
Maybe she can also support and
You're right. She wants to support your
maybe,
drug
maybe
habit.
she can also sponsor the fucking show.
Yeah, right?
Anyway,
What was that kid's name that was tag team champions with Braun Strowman?
Nicholas.
fuck God.
Nicholas.
He's got to create a figure now, according to
He does, yeah.
Dave, you have a piece of him in your
I do
in
have
your
a piece
Pat
of it in my
McAfee box.
Pat McAfee box. Nicholas.
Stupidest figure ever. That's exactly what I want as a grown adult toy collector. Let me get a Build-A-Kid. Fucking pedos
There's
everywhere.
islands for this.
Well, if you were Velveteen Dream.
No.
And we just got suppressed.
No. That's it. That's how it all ends because asshole over here. Raw. Monday Night Raw. Speaking of all that shit.
Hey, let me help you with that. Got any cords? Nope.
Yeah. Rhea and Becky.
Regeneration X. That's it.
Regeneration X. Rhea and Becky did their thing. And they started off.
Dynamite reporting.
And they did the thing.
And then you get the thing. And
Behind every great man is a greater woman, but I'm not behind you, Becky. What the fuck?
Mommy's
All
on top.
Nobody gives a shit.
how's it going? Mommy's always on
That
top.
was probably the best. Literally,
I
the
wish she
best
was.
promo she's
So yeah, fine.
Who?
Rhea.
Rhea?
Rhea, listen. If that's shored up, which every time she talks, I'm listening, right? Like,
Yeah.
she's a captivating woman. But yeah,
She's
man,
also
it
smoke show, so that helps.
does help. Sami Zayn, there is
No one cares
so conversation has started now with Sami Zayn trying to get to WrestleMania. He defeats Shinsuke clean, right? The match happens, everybody's excited. Then you see a little bit of a
Japanese prince.
promo ski. What?
Japanese prince.
Oh, I do. I love Shinsuke. But you saw a little bit of a hint that possibly Gunther walks by Sami Zayn. Are either of you guys interested in seeing Sami Zayn be the
that's
one?
like the 7th time he's going to win it.
I don't know, man. It's
No.
Yeah.
No.
oh, that's what I meant to say last week when we were talking about what's the ring announcer's name on the Raw? The girl
Samantha Irvin?
Oh,
Samantha
she's
Irvin.
terrible.
So
Bruce Buffer gave his seal of approval, so you don't know shit.
All right, first of all,
Okay,
Bruce Buffer
Bruce
stinks.
also fucking suppressed Dave, so
That was
cease and desist.
Yeah, that is, yeah, fuck you.
It was Bruce.
Fuck off, Bruce.
You gotta pleat your pants, man.
Yeah, hem him. Anyway, the way she introduces Chelsea Green.
That's like the only good thing she does.
You like that?
No, I
It
don't.
annoys the shit out of me every
Chelsea
time.
loves
It annoys you, but
I
she
know.
did it for Chelsea by
I
accident,
know.
and then Chelsea fell in love with it. So
Yes.
if Chelsea loves it, fine. Let her be that one, but stop doing it like a dude.
The way she introduces the Miz, I don't like.
I hate the.
The Miz, like no, it's the Miz. Like let's
Here's
just
my thing
stay
though.
there.
Why does WWE consistently put her on Instagram reacting to like things that are going on in the match? Like you have no personal investment in this match, and you're turning away as if your boyfriend got put through a table. Like the street fight the other day with
Same thing when The Rock first came back. They had her. They had like a point of view on her.
They
to,
keep
like, see
doing the point of
reaction.
views, and I
Why
think
is
they're
there
doing
a point
it.
of view on a female referee?
Dude,
we don't know
no,
why they
I
do the
honestly
things that they
think
do.
that they're doing it on purpose because there are so many people that do not like her. Like if you read all the comments when they put that out there, 96% of them is just like she's not good. Get rid of her. We don't like her.
And listen, I'm not one to ever critique anybody on a main stage because they are where I would love to be, right? And maybe there's something to like her delivery, and they like it.
100%. These two messages I'm off.
Oh, stop with the mop.
Listen, I enjoy her.
That's fine.
Oh, I was wrong.
Probably the best segment of the night. Gunther's out there with Imperium. He's talking about how he's taking out everybody. Out comes the Judgment Day.
Yes, I love that.
And I was like, whoa, here we go. Like, I'm cool with this. What are we doing here? Damian Priest seems to be the one that's like stepping up, even though Dom kind of stepped up. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm like, please stop.
Yeah,
let the adults talk.
Yeah, but can you imagine the meltdown if Dom was the one to beat him, and then Damian Priest cashed in on Dom?
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
so,
He's not going to cash in for an Intercontinental Championship. He's just not.
He's never going to be in line for the.
I don't know when the hell they're going to be able to do
I'm
that.
telling you, he's gonna cash it in for that. And I said that from when he won it. I said that to you from when he won it.
Mm-hmm.
so you want to talk about changing gears?
Mm.
I actually like Dom now.
He's growing on me.
Yeah.
He is growing on me.
But he's also getting better on the microphone. It's not like
Well,
it's,
if you can
it
hear
wasn't
him.
so robotic
if
all
you
the
can hear
time.
him, he's just like, hey, and it's, and like the people are just fucking unbelievable.
They definitely lowered his mic.
They're in the back and they're like
Australia.
this. What do you want us to do? Just turn it off. Turn it off.
Exactly. So I'm very interested to see if they actually run with this Gunther and Damian Priest thing. Seems like there's a lot of people gunning for Gunther right now, so we'll see how that all plays out.
I think it's. I'm with Tommy. I think it's Priest. I don't think it's Dom. I think Dom is just
Priest would be
poking the bear for him.
Great. I think they would deliver an absolute great.
Because then
great
later
match.
on, Rhea pointed to him and said, "Really,
yeah,
Gunther?" And then Andrade was there.
Andrade and Dom were talking backstage. So Andrade's
Nick.
finally making, Tom and Nick. He's finally making his presence felt.
Bro, they should bring back Santino for him and R-Truth just to be in the like for all these segments.
John Cena.
Hey, Tom and Nick, good
Yeah.
to see you.
Street fight. Did you like
Hey,
it?
you know Tom and Nick too?
You didn't like the street fight?
Not really.
I think
What was the point of it?
Well, because they've been battling for weeks now, so it's like
just
I'm
random.
kind of over that one.
Seemed random.
Another one, the tag team women's match, wasn't a fan of that. But if you're looking at if you're looking to book the tag team, the women's tag team division, if you just look at Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, they should be the tag team
mean,
champions.
if
Nobody can beat those girls in a fight. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Here's a
they
bad
should-
take.
well-
If you can look at them,
Whatever.
I think Ivy Niles got a good shot at Zoe Stark.
A little pit bull.
what should their tag
Love
team
her.
name be? Hills Have Eyes.
All right.
That was rough.
McIntyre.
So are they.
Man,
McIntyre came out.
dude.
Cut a great promo. And remember, McIntyre won the chamber, which again, you call that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're on,
then he
now
said,
you're on the Drew train.
no, but
I don't think anybody's on the Drew train.
nobody's on the Drew train. The one thing I will say is, like him saying like, oh, he says he has to step away and miss WrestleMania. He's like, who do you think I am, CM Punk? Again, bro. Again, and what I read today when I was having my little lunch, I saw that there's an article that CM Punk is being advertised for the go-home show of WrestleMania season.
Bro, we already know.
I'm telling you right now.
Dave, my wife's a doctor. You worked in a doctor's office. Like, we're professionals, basically.
Yeah, we are.
He is not hurt. He's not hurt when you're slamming the table a day after you've had tricep surgery. I'm sorry.
Not. You're in
And
bed.
your point of
You're in bed
the
on
range of motion
painkillers.
was already clicked to a fucking
Yeah, dude.
90-degree angle.
So here's the thing. now
Go
that
ahead, say something stupid so I can throw my cup at you.
well, now that he has, but listen, now that
I love how you said we're both professionals. My wife's a doctor, so what are you, a doctor by injection?
oh god, no, but what I will say is this:
What's the other word for that? What's the other phrase for it? Doctor?
I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV.
Oh, you stayed at a
concur.
Holiday Inn last night?
Yeah, stayed at the Holiday Inn. But anyway, great promo out of McIntyre. We'll say that to get the heat. But again, you're beating a dead horse. And if you're going to go one-on-one with Seth Rollins, the only thing I could possibly see happening, if CM Punk is, quote, hurt, CM Punk's going to cost McIntyre that match. In some way, shape, or form, there's going to be some kind of like, oh, you talk shit for a month, and I'm not going to do anything about it? Like, come on, there's got to be something.
I like McIntyre's new delivery as opposed to coming out and whining and
I like
yelling.
heel McIntyre.
I do. Heel McIntyre is way better.
The whole like just douchey like subtle voice.
Yeah.
I think that's better than what
His
he was trying to
delivery
go
is
for.
definitely awesome.
And it changed drastically over the course of a month too, because he went from
I think he's
whining,
finally-
remember what was
yeah.
it? Whining at him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I respect you just because you did whatever. Blah blah
Bro,
blah. It's
he
like, all
changed
right.
his viewpoint
And no more
6
sword.
times in the last 2 months.
And no
right?
more sword.
Yeah, thank God. The sword again. One of those things is like, why are you coming out? You gonna stab somebody? What are we doing?
Okay,
Not
William
everybody
Wallace.
not everybody wants to carry Vince McMahon's sword. You know what I mean?
Yeesh.
Come on.
The objective here is to
I'm
get
not
more
giving you
views.
that. That was terrible.
Liv Morgan defeats Nia Jax because of Becky coming out, beat her up. Drew and Jay went at each other backstage. They're going to be wrestling this week on Raw.
Can we just discuss?
Cody Rhodes defeats Grayson Waller. Afterwards, Paul Heyman comes out, and Cody beat up all of the security. Why? Where was Raw? Where was it?
It was in California.
So why the fuck is he bringing the NYPD out there?
Because they were suspended cops.
Yeah.
So they're badasses, I guess. I don't know.
Why are they
Did you know them,
suspended
Payne?
cops?
I don't know. Maybe they use excessive force.
Here we go.
So what was your wait? Pete was making
Nia-
a point. On
Nia
something.
Jax,
Oh,
she did not look good at Elimination Chamber.
okay.
She did not
You mean in
present
ring?
what in ring.
Okay.
Everything just looked fucking slow or
Well, I mean,
I mean, what do you expect her to be, a fucking
yeah, but
luchador?
Rhea-
Like,
Rhea
no,
tried
no,
to-
but like
Rhea
the
tried to
selling-
Hurricane Rana. That ain't gonna work.
but the selling and everything that she was doing, like it could have been so much better. Like there was so many
Again,
parts.
bro,
Like
some-
if we watched the match and like picked it out right when it was happening, you could just be
there's
like, oh my
girls on
God.
the independents that work better than Nia Jax. And again, I'm not a Nia Jax hater. I just think that there's a reason why she's there. There's nobody else that looks like her.
I also think
That's
they're
why they're able
but
to
I also
capitalize.
Think they're starting to trust her a little bit more because they never gave her a main event spot before.
Well, because she was busting people's faces up and shit. You know what I mean? She was reckless. And I, again, I'm not an expert. I see what I see. I don't see what the company sees, and the company sees this dominant force that could be, can't be reckoned with, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's Raw. Dynamite yesterday. I only watched a little of it.
Sting
From the rooftop! Came from the rafters!
He
that
actually
was
looks
awesome.
good. That was
Sting
great.
looks great.
Now,
Sting
they
looks
did
great.
a good homage back to 95, 96
Yeah,
with the
okay.
hanging bats
And
and stuff like that.
I've mentioned this once before, a couple months ago. I'm so happy that they like changed his face paint up, so like it looks like they're adding the outline around the. It's so stupid.
It
but
makes it
whatever.
better. No,
it's
it's
the
the little
It
things.
makes it look better, so he
100%.
even looks younger.
I just still hate who he's ending his career with.
Hey, own a company, you could do it. Oh wait, you can.
That's right.
Will Ospreay officially there full time. We saw
We
a promo
can't
with
exactly
him.
bring Sting from the rafters on a beach, can we?
No, we can't.
No,
Sorry.
it's unfortunate. We'll run to Crane with all the sponsorship money we have.
All that money. Hangman Page said he wouldn't be able to wrestle this weekend, and he attacked Swerve Strickland on his crotch. Okay, great.
Now, you see, that's what I was referring to about the dirt sheets because last week, Hangman was selling it great. I think there's something wrong with my foot. He was telling the ref that. People were like, oh my God, I think he's hurt. Like fucking clockwork. I forget which dirt sheet it was. I don't even want to give you credit for it because, like, that's bullshit. We've been told this is all part of a storyline. Why? Now you just fucking ruined it. So the guy comes out on a crutch. Everybody knows he's not fucking hurt.
Yeah, you kind of ruined that. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think the dirt sheet people are actually fans, if you ask me. I think they're just people out there trying to get clicks to make money. So,
I mean, that's any media at this point.
right, exactly.
Nobody
So-
cares about being right.
No one cares about
as
right,
long as you're
wrong.
first and you say something controversial.
Right.
That's it. That's the name of the game, unfortunately. Journalism is dead.
Well, we got the controversial stuff down.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy defeats Nick Wayne.
Don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
Who? Nick who?
Nick Wayne. Sky Blue defeats Chris Statlander. Chris
Actually,
Jericho
a really
defeats
good match.
Atlantis.
Yeah.
What, Sky Blue and Chris?
Yeah.
I mean, Chris is obviously,
Chris
seen
is
her.
great, and
She's
I've
great.
said it from the beginning. Sky can go. She's good.
Yeah, you like Sky.
Well, we saw her live that the first time that we
that's
went
true.
together.
She was there.
And she got a great ovation, even though she's from Chicago and it was in Jersey.
Chicago.
And she absolutely knows how to wrestle.
The only thing I could say is,
I can't stand her.
about the end of Dynamite was why they're letting Ric Flair
throw
do
punches?
Yeah, it's like I understand nostalgia. We're all excited. If you poke somebody in the eye, that's classic Ric Flair. But don't throw chops as if they're going to be effective. Don't do that shit. It doesn't make any sense. And another thing, speaking of the Young Bucks, because they were involved obviously in the end of the segment, their segment of interrupting Eddie Kingston. If I was Eddie King, I would have slapped the shit out of him right then and there. For those guys to be like, oh, it looks like we got to do a dress code. Could you present yourself a little better? Like, they're literally body shaming Eddie Kingston right to his fucking face. And I'm telling you, Eddie Kingston is not the guy to fucking play with like that. I'm sorry. I understand that they're the VPs or whatever the fuck they are, but like, you just can't do it. I'm sorry. Not in today's climate. I did take a screenshot of an article that I saw, and this is an article from the Wrestling Republic on Instagram. So there was a fan poll of 1,000 AEW fans. 86% of them say that AEW feels less fun than it ever has.
Oh, I saw that.
So it's like, and you know what? I'm looking up and down, and again, the talent, it's there. They have so much talent. I just need, and this is me listening to Chris Van Vliet the other day of him with Disco, which, by the way, I didn't know Disco sounded like fucking Mahomes. Like,
You've never heard him talk
I've never
before?
listened to one episode of Keep It 100.
Not even just that. You've never heard him talk before?
I guess not, because he was like, hey, everybody. What the fuck? How you doing? Yeah, who's he talking to right now? He's like, the women's wrestling stinks. It's like, what the fuck? But anyway, so I'm like, I'm looking up and down this roster, and I'm like, dude, they have so many gifted guys and girls down there.
Just not using them
Why can't they?
Because they have stuff going on like Luchasaurus and the mother and Nick Wayne and Christian coming out like
stupid, man.
like a 1960s father. Like, it's just
Listen, Christian Cage on the mic, you can't touch him, but you know he walks all the fine lines and
he
jumps over them.
He doesn't need those people around him. And I guess if you want to say yes, he does because he doesn't have to take the abuse or he doesn't have to wrestle as much, fine. But dude, you got a mom, a son who's not your son, and a dinosaur.
It's like a fucking bad episode of Barney.
I'm so confused.
Not the mama, not the mama.
Oh man, the dinosaurs.
But they don't do gimmicks over there, remember?
I'm none.
I just like
So anyway, so Shay, producer Shay, love her to death.
Shay.
She puts out Revolution predictions. So we should be making predictions, I guess, for Revolution that goes down this Sunday. Did any of you guys, by any chance, catch the name of the match between Wardlow, Lance Archer, and Powerhouse Hobbs?
Oh, the meat market
What?
or whatever the
Meat
fuck.
Madness?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Shay, so this is right up your alley.
Check this out.
She's like, no. It's like, all right.
I guess we got our answer there.
Hold on. Who's in the match? Wardlow.
I'm not editing. Oh,
Wait.
shit. God.
That match
for another time.
was supposed to be Lance Archer, Wardlow, and
Hobbs.
Hobbs last night.
In a meat market.
Yeah. Tony went on Twitter and said, we're scrapping this match to a further date due to injury. And then you just announced it. So it's just a way to get fucking Chris Jericho out there on the pay-per-view.
So who's in?
Where
who's
is
in
he, Jericho?
He's in the fucking match.
Who's in the match?
Change it to an 8-man scramble.
Yeah.
With the three of them. Jericho, Brian Cage, Hook, Magnus, Dante Martin. Winner gets a future AEW championship match.
How the fuck is that?
Future. Not anytime soon,
All right,
but
so
later down the line.
I'm good with Brian Cage.
I love Brian Cage.
I'm good with and I like Hook.
I'm cool with Hook, too.
Not in that.
Not in that, no.
That's
Can you imagine
like,
him standing next to fucking Powerhouse Hobbs?
That's like Nicholas. Nicholas and fucking and Strowman.
Yeah.
And why the fuck is Jericho there? Why is he there?
To win, obviously.
Like, why is he there? This is what go ahead, Chris. What's the matter, Chris? What are you looking at?
None.
None. Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown Championship. And she writes, and I swear to God, the situation is if Danielson loses, he has to shake Eddie's hand. Darn him. It's like, what?
Damn you, handshake.
Oh, you
I
bastard.
hope he doesn't do those chops that he was doing to Claudio. Did you see that?
He was slapping himself.
Yeah, dude. FTR versus Jon Moxley and Claudio. Cool. Christian Cage and Danny Garcia. I hope Danny Garcia wins. I'm a big Danny Garcia guy. I do like him. I like his little dance move. I think it's really. You don't like it?
There's something about him I don't like.
Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong, which, by the way, was on the Chris Van Vliet show, and
Yes,
Van Vliet decided to share out a story today, and Payne brought it to my attention that my theme song was on Van Vliet's story. I gotta change it, by the way. I've been searching high and low for a new theme song, by the way, in case anybody gave us a shit.
I can give you one. I have a plethora in my album.
I gotta actually. I found a really cool.
I already got mine.
First of all,
wait.
he's got theme songs. He's got.
I like big butts, and I cannot.
Now,
bum, 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 bum.
it's a perfect one for when you hear it. Everybody can just put their head down, like, "Oh, here he comes to talk some more shit."
I don't even want to hear
wait.
it.
Don't even care now.
Yep, don't care. Tony Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo for the women's championship. I guess we'll get a solve there.
Battle of the
Sting
bottoms.
and Dog. Battle of the what?
Nothing.
I missed it.
Battle of the bottoms.
Should have got them. All right. Sting and Darby versus the Young Bucks for the AEW championship, tag team championship. I fully expect the Bucks to win this with a send home goodbye wave by Sting. You can't unless they. You know what's going to happen if Sting and Darby win and Sting retires. Guess what? We're going to have a tournament to crown brand new tag team champions.
Name the Young Bucks.
Name the Young Bucks. It'll be called the Young Bucks Open Invitational. And then, of course, the main event, I'm excited for it because I think it's going to be a banger.
Here's my
Samoa
question.
Joe,
Does
Swerve,
Sting
and
really-
Adam fucking Page.
Does Sting really carry around all those bats to decorate the dressing room? Bro.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Hanging bats like they're fucking wizard candles?
Oh, no,
Like
when he signs autographs at conventions for $500 or $700, you can get a signed bat and 8
So
by
I'm
10.
going to give you a quick Sting story. It was hilarious. Sting! So they did the base brawl for TNA at Coney Island, MCU Park, and I bought a Louisville Slugger wiffle ball bat, the C271 Ken Griffey Jr. one.
Love it.
Okay.
It looks
So,
like it's made of
looks
wood.
exactly
but it's not
like-
it.
yep.
Yes, I've seen that.
So I bring it to the show, and the guy stops me at the gate. He's like, "You can't bring that in." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "It's a bat." I'm like, "It's a wiffle ball bat." I'm like, "The main event superstar is fucking signing bats."
Yeah.
And he looks at it. I'm like, "Dude, I'm on the job." I'm like, "I work across the street." He's like, "All right, go ahead." So I go inside. I get the Sting. Sting signs the front where it's all silver and it's got the logo and everything like that. I'm like, "Can you sign the back?" And he goes, "Why would I?" Like all nasty.
Sting says this?
Nasty. He goes, "Why would I sign it in black?" I go, "I don't know. Why would you sign it in black?" I actually just signed the back. He turns it over, signs it, and throws it off the table.
So he's a welcoming gentleman. So
Bro, he goes, "Why would I sign it in black?" I go, "I don't know. Why would you sign it in black?"
I don't know, Marco.
Off the
You know what
table.
it is? He was
man.
probably upset he didn't get his plaque yet.
Possible.
Stop it, Tommy. Damn it. Anyway, some news. There was some sad news that happened in the wrestling world. We probably should have opened with this. Not that it's anything to.
Well, we don't have a 10 bell salute, so.
We lost two legends of the professional wrestling business. Ole Anderson passed away earlier this week, and then
The original fool.
the original. That and the next day, literally Virgil. And it's like I met Virgil. I know a lot of people in this business have met Virgil because
Yeah.
Virgil has made his rounds around the independents, and there was always a running gag about lonely Virgil sitting at his table by himself. Nobody wanted an autograph. Bro, when I tell you, he was the coolest dude. One of the coolest dudes I've ever met in this business. Super nice to me. So he'll be missed. I'm sure Ted DiBiase on this network will do a big tribute
Yeah.
to him, as he was like the catalyst.
They were showing the 91 Royal Rumble when Virgil turned on him a lot on the internet this week. I know he.
I thought he turned on him a lot. I was like, how do you turn on him a lot? You just turn on him once.
No, the video.
I know.
showing.
Now I understand.
I know he had gotten cancer, and like there was never any updates about him.
It's like fucking once this guy got AIDS and everything's fine now. What is it? Magic Johnson. Everything's fine. We're good.
Did you ever see the South Park episode? They blended money and he drank it. That's how he was.
He's had AIDS since 1991 and in better health than me.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's healthier than everybody. But anyway, our thoughts and prayers to Virgil
Yeah.
and of course Ole Anderson passing away. And I guess we can end it on this. There was a debut on NXT. I was excited to see it. Payne did not like the way it was delivered.
I didn't. I thought it was too
Sean
quick.
Spears is NXT now.
Bro, it was the same thing with CM Punk when he first made his debut back at Hell in a Cell. They did whatever they did, and then it was off. And it was very
quick.
brief.
It was very quick. I think they caught up with him after, and they had like a digital exclusive or some shit. Yeah, so he was doing that.
I felt like it was a chair shot. He stood there. The lights never came on, and it was stovetop.
It was, sometimes think about it though. Like that show, it might have gone long, right? Maybe they got cut.
NXT?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about NXT, we could talk about NXT and their sad state of TikToking.
What's their sad state of TikTok?
They look like TikTok. They just look like a bunch of TikTok videos in segments and a bunch of high school kids.
You know what's, and it bothers me the most about it is that like this is going to turn out to be like Shawn Michaels' like creative legacy. That NXT is not being able to deliver on the week-to-week basis. Yeah, you're going to get stars like who's
Don't say his name.
No, what's his guy's name?
Dragunov?
No, well he's good too, but the guy who just turned heel on his on Trick, the champ
Carmelo
Hayes.
No,
Wesley.
Hayes is great.
Absolutely
Wesley.
Dragunov is great.
Dragunov's great.
Breaker is great.
Wesley's great. He's hurt right now, but he's another one that was excellent there.
Holy shit! Do you know the other night?
Dijack's another one that
the other day
that can go.
T-Bar.
The other day, T-Bar.
Whatever.
The other day, I was watching NXT, and I even said to you guys on the group chat, I said, it's like the one of the long lost Von Erichs. I didn't know that was Regal's kid.
What?
That's Regal's son.
Who?
Charlie, whatever the fuck, who won that?
Charlie bit me.
No, not him. The guy who won that, the match with the rounds.
Yeah.
The guy with the long hair, apparently.
Are you serious?
That's what I was told, or at least read. Maybe I read it wrong, but
Bro, why is Noam Dar still a thing?
yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that group that they're in, why? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the fake Italians, and now he's up in the world title shot.
Why? It annoys me
So aggravating.
bad. Like they could go in the ring fine, but the accent, it's just terrible.
What,
And
they're
he's
trying
from Queens, is he not?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's from Queens. I just look at that whole entire roster, and I'm just kind of like, okay, there's maybe 10 people on this whole entire roster of 100 people.
Did see my boy Eddie Franken.
Love Eddie.
Referee.
Eddie.
Shout out Eddie.
Still waiting on that
Buddy.
referee shirt.
Yeah, that's true. You owe him a referee shirt, and you owe me another big squash match.
But I just like I watched some of this stuff, and I'm just kind of like, this is like a high school TV show. It's horrible.
It's almost like flying over the top
anytime a girl segment happens, they go back
Yeah.
to the locker room and they're like just hanging out like they're in high school. I'm just like,
That is true.
What are we
that
doing?
segment was very weird.
That's every segment with the girls.
Well,
going
I don't
backstage.
watch NXT enough to know that it's every segment.
They'll sit around like the 3 of them or 4 or 5 of them,
Yeah.
and then like there's a girl or 2 girls standing in the front, and they're like totally like dimed in, and it's like, and then the ones in the back are just like this.
Yeah, those segments make me want to
They're
go over the
weird.
top rope off of
They're
Famous
so
sometimes,
weird.
you know?
I don't know what you just said. What'd you say?
I said when I watch those segments, I want to go over the top rope after a Famous or sometimes.
Dude, Chase U
I
is
had to sneak that in there at some point.
Chase
I had
University
to.
is
I'll
the
talk to you in a
dumbest
second.
thing ever. Like neither one of those guys. That looks like fucking Wish.com Tom Green.
I will
And
say-
the other guy is as bland as.
Wish.com Tom Green.
That is pretty good.
Come on,
that's very
like,
good.
I just don't get it.
So yeah, NXT, it needs some help. But yes, we'll close the show with a great clip that has gone viral from my boy Boulder. Takes a Famouser, and boy oh boy, his cell was very Damian Gibbs-esque when he got
Punched in the face. Not even punched. He got glommed.
glommed over the back.
Glommed over the back and then somehow managed to turn himself all the way around and throw himself out hard cam.
But Boulder, right. But Boulder taking that and then just dipping over the top. Bro, I love you, Tommy. I love you. And I think it's one of the greatest clips that we'll see, that will live and stand the test of time. Listen, what I will say is I hope to God that there's no heat like with that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I know that you saw a lot of the Twitter comments. People
Oh,
are just making
God.
fun of him and shit, but like,
Listen,
that's
you know-
wrestling, guys. Like, I'm sorry, you got to have some fun with it.
We appreciated it. The only thing I would say, if we had to critique it, if he just popped up a second quicker.
Right. But like,
But
it
it was
almost makes it
hilarious.
better
Yeah.
that he didn't. You know
Well,
what I
dude,
mean?
I texted Bronson. I go, was Shawn Michaels in the stands or something for him to do that? Like,
But like, what was the difference then? Like, what was the difference when like Perfect would get chopped?
Oh, dude.
Right? Like Perfect would fucking do like 4 flips.
Mr. Perfect, some of my favorite sells, for whatever reason, he always got nutted on the top rope.
Yeah.
I feel like always. And like his sell on that was like,
Perfect, Shawn, Ziggler, all the best
Or
sellers.
what about Scott Hall's stunner, the second stunner that he did?
Yeah.
Pop right back up. But now look, I will say this. He did pop back up, but it almost as if like, I know he threw himself over the top, but he's a very tall, large individual.
Yeah.
If he were to go near the top rope with any kind of momentum, gravity's going to take you. So I almost feel like, all right, maybe he didn't sell like that. Maybe he actually fucking fell over the top rope.
I don't know. I thought it was fantastic.
It was great.
It was fucking insane. That's what I told. I was like, when I texted Bronson, I'm like, I hate you two right now because that was the funniest thing I ever
Had
saw.
Austin Theory done that, no one would have flinched.
Yeah, right. But big Tom Callahan.
Big Tom Callahan.
Over the fucking top rope was the
Went over to
greatest
go
thing I've
find
seen.
brake pads. And everyone's
Oh,
jumping
man.
up,
Stop
up in a
watching
tizzy.
it. I kept rewinding it. It was so funny.
Dude, it's like a GIF now. Like, it's so good, bro.
was
so
awesome.
good. Anyway, that will do it. We have to end on a high note on that one. Like I said, guys, if you are interested in sponsorship for the new event coming up in July, please feel free to email us.
It's going to be a bang. Listen,
It's gonna be a
we're
lot of
setting it
fun.
up to be a banger, okay? So we could use some help.
Listen,
we're begging.
There's no...
I don't give a shit. We're begging.
We're begging for a banger. No, I will say that I think with our three minds and Tommy Fierro and of course Josh and the guys at Premiere, all of us putting this shit together, I think it's going to be something that you can definitely say, like, once you're there and you're seeing it all happen, you're going to be like, I've never been to anything like this before. And I would love to come back and do it again, right? Like, so it's like, and look, we're setting the bar relatively high. I know a lot of these independent wrestling companies, they go out there and they go to their VFWs or their high school gymnasiums, and I'm not knocking that because I guarantee you Fight Factory Wrestling will be in there
We
somewhere.
will be doing that too.
100%. But with this one, I feel like it's a little bit completely out of left field, and I think that
It's going to be the event of the summer.
it's going to be something that I think makes some waves, figuratively and like actually. But yeah, so that'll do it.
I said
I'll
Sandman.
I'll leave it at yeah. We're gonna book the Sandman to just beat the shit out of Tommy with a kendo stick.
I asked him to do that when he was doing it.
Don't
When he was
do me,
doing a
do me,
signing.
do
Yeah.
me.
I asked him to hit me with a mark. Look, he thought about it until the other marks were like, yeah, me too. And he was like,
Yeah, that's what
can't do
happens.
that.
It's like I
God
do that.
damn
I do
it.
that with my son and my daughter. If I rough up my son for a minute and he's giggling, here comes my daughter. Do it to me too. I'm
My
like,
turn,
okay, here
my
we go.
turn.
Great, here we go. So anyway, for Dave Sturcio, Tommy D, Chris Payne, and of course Premier Wrestling, we want to thank you guys for listening and watching another episode of the Fight Factory Podcast. Please be sure to follow Fight Factory Podcast on Instagram, and of course Fight Factory Wrestling. We're dropping some more gems tonight to promote some of the women's activity as well.
Yes.
So we'll see you guys next time. Do we have a paper toss?
We have a paper toss?
Do we have a paper toss? Oh, that one sucked.
That was you're
It
horrible.
landed perfect. That was a perfect landing.
It was perfect.